They, how much was the population?
100,000.
100,000.
Population was 100,000. The population was 100,000. So in this particular population, that they are 20, they got sick with some particular disease, isn't it? They got
Yes.
sick.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
They got sick, and then what happened next? That 18 of these 20 they died.
Right.
So what? This is the data that is provided in this numerical.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
ma'am.
Now see, I've shared all these presentations with you also, but I would urge not to open those presentations at the time of, because we are having this live streaming is going on and we have these presentations with that. So you please do practice these numericals. So if you will bring the conclusion or you come up with the answer at the spot, so after looking at those presentations, that won't serve the purpose. So that's why I would urge you to please take up your register, pen, pencil, whatever, and your calculators and do the calculation yourself. Now calculate mortality rate for that particular population and case fatality rate for that particular disease. That is disease X. They haven't given any, so that could be any disease in that population for that disease X. So please calculate mortality rate of disease X in that population and case fatality rate for that population. You have got the data in front of you.
Ma'am, sorry, 100,000 is the mid-year population?
Yeah, this is your population.
Okay.
So you have written also 100,000 is the population of that particular place.
Ma'am, we have to calculate only mortality rate.
Mortality and case fatality rate also. Mortality and case fatality also. G. Sadaf, you want to ask something?
Oh, I'm done.
You are done? Very
I'm
good.
done. Yes, ma'am. I'm done.
Very good.
Done, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good, Ali.
Ma'am, done.
Okay, who would like to?
Done, ma'am.
Okay, so please tell me how you've done this.
मैम मोर्टेलिटी रेट में जो है वो 18 जो नंबर ऑफ डेथ्स डिवाइडेड बाय जो मिड ईयर पॉपुलेशन है.
Let me just write down also what you are telling me, that 18 divided by 100,000. Okay.
0.018.
Okay, Sidra.
Ma'am,
Sidra has
should I help you?
calculation. This is the mortality that you are telling me, Sidra.
Yes, ma'am. Mortality rate.
I just write it down as
Or-
MR.
Mortality
Okay.
rate.
G. Sidra. Next is
एंड मैम केस फर्टिलिटी रेट जो है वो नंबर ऑफ डेथ्स जो है 18 है आउट ऑफ दोज 20 who got sick.
very well done. Very well done. And what is your answer?
0.9%.
0.9%. Okay. So I'm so happy that you have done your calculations right. But Sidra, is there anything better that you are missing? Do you think
मैम
you are
ये जो
मैम
ये जो मल्टीप्लायर है मैम, इसमें थोड़ी सी मॉडिफिकेशन रिक्वायर्ड है.
हाँ वो पहले वाले में मल्टीप्लायर मैंने
मैम
Sidra, did you?
to make the result
यस
significant.
मैम.
Gee, Sidra, coming back.
Yes,
to
ma'am. 100. I took multiplier as 100,000.
You took it as in.
Sorry, no, नहीं मैम, पहले वाले में जो मल्टीप्लायर था वो मैंने लिया था
मैम वो 1000 के साथ आता है,
1000 लिया था।
10,000 के साथ 1.8 आता आंसर मैम, एटलीस्ट
जी,
1.8
my answer was 0.018.
Yeah. So see, I
100,000 भी लिया जा सकता है.
before also that it's better to choose a multiplier that can give our answer in a whole number, right, Sidra?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
we do have the liberty to choose any multiplier of our choice that can give us a result in a whole number, right? So I think we need to choose a bigger multiplier, right? So as far as
इकरा ये उठा लो, मैं इसको ये रख देती हूँ आराम से. लेट जाओ ना आराम से, तुम्हें क्या प्रॉब्लम है? क्यों अपने आप को ख्वार करती रहती हो हर टाइम?
okay, we would. I hope everyone is back. Should I take a start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay, good enough. Okay, fine. Now coming back to what very kindly Sidra she has done, you know, she's done that numerical for us, and we were talking about that numerical, and we said that we just need to choose a bigger multiplier so that we can have our result in a whole number that is more meaningful and that gives more clearer picture as compared to measure that is in decimals. Okay, and then as far as case fatality rate is concerned, so she did it right that total number of cases of disease X, they were 18. So 18 we wrote in the numerator and 20 we wrote in the denominator. In the denominator. So how much? And we here we can very easily choose
100.
a multiplier of 100.
100 multiplied by
100. See how much? That came out to be
90%.
90%.
Give me the interpretation for this case fatality rate.
Ma'am, 90% people are diagnosed with any particular disease, and their deaths, they die with that specific disease.
Okay, yeah, this is pretty
Or
simple.
ma'am,
Okay,
or ma'am,
yeah.
took 190% or something like that, ma'am.
Okay, anyone else? So you are right, Marjorie, but is there anyone else who can give me a more simpler? Whenever we have to interpret any of the number that is in percentage, so how do we convert it in terms of number? So we always say it like that out of 100 cases of disease X, right? Out of 100 cases of disease X, 90 would die, right? 90 would die. Or 90 cases of disease X, they will die out of 100 cases. So again, simple, pretty simple. Clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
100 cases of this disease X, 90 they would die. Okay, coming back to, so I'm happy that you have covered it. You have done it yourself, and you shared it also with me. So let me just take you to the presentation again, and there we can very easily see that our calculation is, again, it's the same the way you gave me the uh, calculation, but there, please don't get distracted. At times you will find out certain books also and certain literature also, and it's generally taken from the book, so they do give it as, but this is just for the sake of understanding. They have just multiplied it. You need to choose a bigger multiplier where you can get a number that is in whole. So I'm telling you again and again so that we can have a sensible interpretation of it. So proportionate mortality, I've already shared with you that total number of deaths from cardiovascular diseases in US divided by total deaths in US into 100. So at times what happens that they give you one measure, or the way they have given you the data in the previous slide, that the population is this and the deaths they are occurring, total number of deaths occurring are this, and the deaths occurring due to this particular disease is this. So calculate, at times they just let me it's a real time example that I really want to share with you, that how do we get these questions in exam. See, at times they ask you that there is a, say for example, if we have taken 100,000 population, so they would say that this is a 100,000 population in a place, in an area, and so this is your, say for example, population, and then they would say that the deaths occurring in a year, say for example, any of the year, they say that in 1 year, deaths occurring in this particular population was deaths in 1 year, the deaths were, say for example, if they have said that 500 individuals they died, and they would say that total deaths, so that you can make out. So they might tell you that okay, the deaths occurring due to deaths due to, say for example, if they say that deaths due to malaria,
मैम एक्सक्यूज मी मैम
yeah,
मैम सॉरी मैं आपको इंटरप्ट कर रहा हूँ मैम कुछ स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो कि मैम वो ज्वाइन करना चाह रहे हैं लेकिन मैम शायद वो वेट पे हैं
let me just see, there is just, okay, Dr. Shabir is in the meeting. There is no one left now. Take this back now. Although I've unchecked that, can someone just take this back from the screen? Any one of you? To take this back. Can you all see that white dialog box in front of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Why it is not going back? Somebody else is also manipulating because I didn't bring it.
I do.
So please, I have to do this again. I think now it's okay. So please, okay, fine. Now we have, say for example, we have a population of 100,000, and they just tell you that the total number of deaths occurring in a year were 500, and they just tell you that the deaths occurring due to tuberculosis were this, and the total number of cases of, and they might have given you an extensive data set, but we need to be knowing that how to extract that particular data for our purposes, for the particular question that is given by the examiner. Okay, so then what we will do, that we will take out all our concerned numbers, numerators and denominators, and then we will just calculate our measure. So my purpose here was to make you understand about the proportionate mortality. So if they would have given you all such data, there they can even ask you to calculate crude mortality also for that population, okay? But they might even ask you to calculate case fatality also and all that. So the total number of deaths, if example, due to tuberculosis, they were due to 100 of the deaths they were occurring due to tuberculosis. So we know that the total number of deaths they were 500 in that population of 100. So that will give you what? That will give you proportionate mortality due to tuberculosis, right? Do you all agree to this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
That
Yes,
death
ma'am.
due to tuberculosis numerator and total number of deaths over here. And if they would have asked you to calculate crude mortality rate in this, so then how would we calculate?
Total number of deaths
Total number
media
of deaths.
population.
Total number of deaths divided by media population.
Population.
Deaths divided by the total population. So this is what is your post-date mortality. Now let me just take you back to the presentation. This is what is where we were. So now just take you, it's a proportion, not a rate, and we discussed this thing that proportions and they are rates, they are somewhat similar to each other with a little, with subtle differences in between these two. Now please look into this table and try to develop some understanding and then I'll ask you. Take few seconds, look into this table. And then I would urge someone from the group to kindly interpret this table. Okay, who is going to now see they've given a very nice comparison of mortality rate and proportionate mortality rate, and it's a very important concept that is depicted in this table that we are about to discuss. So, any one of you, what did you understand from this table?
Ma'am, I think out of
Ma'am, इसमें
1,030 individuals,
Yes, G. Majubin, carry on.
out of 1,000 individuals, 30 individuals are die due to any particular disease.
Okay,
And in case of proportionate mortality from heart disease, uh, I don't see that out of 100, we can say that out of 100, 10% are die due to the heart disease.
okay, good. 10 individuals they are dying due to it. Okay, which community is a better community to live? If you want
Community,
to stay safe from heart disease.
community A.
Community A.
Community A.
As far as our heart disease, death due to heart disease is concerned, community A is better, community B is better.
Community A.
Community A, ma'am.
A, ma'am.
Better.
Ma'am, A is better.
Okay, on the basis of what you're saying, this all those who are saying
Proportionate mortality.
on the basis of proportionate mortality. Okay, but see, once they just take out that which particular proportion is
Oh.
shared for the total number
Ma'am.
of deaths, yes.
Ma'am, in both the mortality rate is same from the heart disease, so I guess
Yes.
Uh,
So it's the same.
both is same.
It's the same. Okay.
Yes.
So what happened? What happened here? How would we interpret this? See, in community A and community B, mortality rate it gives you an overall picture that how many individuals they are dying in a particular population, right? Now, in community A, more people are dying as compared to community B. Now, we are specifically talking about proportionate mortality due to heart disease. Now, here they say that 10% people are dying due to heart disease. So, what does this mean, 10%? And how do
Out
you
of
measure
10%.
disease.
Out of 100?
10 out of 100.
10 out of 100?
Yeah, and 10 out of 100. And how do we get that 3 in both? Once these two numbers are altogether different, how do we get that 3 per 1,000 mortality rate from heart disease? Any idea?
Ma'am, in community B, overall proportionate mortality for heart diseases increase.
Yeah.
So that's why that is the 3 in 1,000 out of 1,000.
Okay. Can we just
Ma'am, basically, we can see that the number of total deaths in community B is lesser than A. So that's why, but the number of deaths due to the heart disease is the same. But if you compare it with the total, number of deaths, so the proportionate mortality is higher in community B. Hence, we have 20% compared to the 10% in community A.
Okay. Is this up finished?
मैम ये 30% जो डाई हो रहे हैं उसमें से 10% जो है वो हार्ट रिलेटेड हैं जो 3 आते हैं 1000 में से
Okay, Dr. Payne, you are right. See, we had this, remember, they say I've written this data that 30 per 1,000 in this population. 30. And here, how many deaths are there? 15. 15 deaths are here, right? And out of how much? Per 1,000 population. It's the same that per 1,000 population. 30, it's like crude mortality they have told us about both communities, okay? Now, then they talked about that proportionate mortality due to cardiac disease. Here it is 10%, right? And here it is. In the other one, we have 20%. 20%, okay? Now, what happens here? That we need to take 10% of 30. How do we take that? 10 divided by 100 multiplied by 30. This will give us a number of 3. Okay? And here again, what we will do, 20% of 15. Right? 20 divided by 100 multiplied by 15. If you calculate, that would come out to be 15 here. Okay? 3. That is again coming up. So proportionate, just it tells you about the chunk of the disease, that the deaths that are